Okay, good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome, Level Builder. Welcome, Amelia. You guys are really early. I hope you're doing well. In today's stream, we're going to be continuing our search for a shiny fossil. Can we get the shiny today? I thought we'd get it last weekend. I thought we'd get it yesterday. We didn't. We did get up to encounter 6,100. And Andrew, welcome back. I hope you're doing well as well. It's good to see you. So yeah, in yesterday's stream we got up to 6,100 encounters with the fossils. We're over odds now. It's just a question of how far over odds are we going to go before we find the shiny. So, let's see. First encounter, could it be? No. I don't think I'll ever get a first encounter shiny. You know, first encounter of the stream, I mean. Even that, I don't think we're ever going to get. And Level Builder, today you travelled through the land to discover the Battle Frontier. Nice. Is that in Pokemon Emerald? Whenever I hear Battle Frontier, I always think of Pokemon Emerald. Even though I've never played it, I feel like Pokemon Emerald's famous for the Battle Frontier. Again, I might be wrong. Okay, can we get it on the second encounter? No, not the second encounter. Maybe the next one. So it is 5:10. Oh, it is in Emerald. Good, I thought so. Yeah, I feel like Battle Frontier is what Emerald is known for. So that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Good luck in that, because I've heard it's very challenging. So it's 5:10 now. The plan is we'll be streaming for a couple of hours, so we'll finish up around about 7:10, I think. But we'll see how close we are to a round number. We might end a little bit earlier, we might end a little bit later. We'll just see where we are. And Andrew, you miss the copy of Emerald that you lost. That's harsh. I mean, but at least you still have the memories of playing it when it first came out. I missed out on Emerald completely. I played Ruby and Sapphire and I never picked up Emerald, and I don't know why. I think Emerald would have been the very first game that Pokemon ever published that I didn't play. Now, there's been later ones that I haven't played, but, you know, I played Red, Blue, Yellow. I played Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I played Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald was the first one that I just didn't pick up. I don't know why. And Amelia, you're still hunting for your shiny yellow potato bird. Oh, you'll get that, Rookie D. Good luck in your search. But you will get that, Rookie D. You just got to keep trying. And Level Builder, your experience in Emerald wasn't that good. Oh, that's a shame. Well, best of luck going forward. Hopefully the Battle Frontier treats you well. And Zamori, good to see you as well. How are you doing? Me and the Pugs are doing very well. The Pugs are very snoozy. I've been at work today, but I've been working from home, so they've been up here with me for most of the day anyway. So they're quite settled, and they're quite snoozy. They've had their evening meal, they've had their evening walk, so now it's just now they're having their third snooze of the day. So they're all good. They're all good. Level Builder, you were like, ooh, a path, let me cycle into it. And then cycles into a giant Seviper's mouth disguised as the Battle Pike. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have never played that game before. Sounds scary, honestly. Eventually, they're gonna release Emerald on some kind of portal system re-release. And when they do, I will play it. No shinies just yet. I am really hoping we get it today. I don't know how many encounters we're going to get through. If we're streaming for 2 hours, we're definitely going to go past 6,300. I think we're at least going to get to 6,400. That's my guess. 6,400 at a stretch. At a stretch, we might get close to 6,500, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. But we'll see. And Shiny Sky, good to see you. And yes, we are already up to 6,000. Well, at the moment we're up to 6,111 encounters. These fossil encounters, they go fairly fast, you know. I can't even imagine how long it took me to get to this number in the very first shiny hunt. You know, well over 100 hours. Maybe even close to 200. Whereas this, I haven't actually added up how long it's taken me to get to this amount, but it's not an excessive amount of time. We're just getting through encounters really fast. I've got my nice little stash of fossils, which is helping. I haven't lost any fossils for a good couple of weeks, which has really helped. So it's going well. We've been a bit unlucky. We've gone over odds, haven't we? But it's not the end of the world. I've had a lot of really good luck recently. You know, Mischievous, Rhyhorn, Togepi, and Starly. They were all under odds. Some of them massively under odds. So maybe we were due a little bit of an over odds hunt, and that's fine. Amelia, thank you very much for the shiny look. It is always appreciated. I'd like to send some of that shiny look back your way in your search for the shiny Rookie D. Hopefully you can get it. And Level Builder, it was just the Battle Pike. I don't know what the Battle Pike is. The word pike, the only definition I know for pike is either a fish that you get in UK ponds and rivers. It's quite a big fish. I don't know if it's in other countries as well, but it's quite a predatorial freshwater fish. And the other definition of pike I know is like it's a big medieval spiky thing that's like even taller than a person, that you'd use to defend yourself from cavalry units. And I think I know that from something like either Civilization or Age of Empires. I can't remember what. Those are the only two definitions of pike that I know. So saying it was just the battle pike in Pokemon Emerald, that goes right over my head. So I don't know what that is. Amelia, at school today you had an emergency procedure practice. When the fire alarm goes off, or if there's an intruder on... Oh gosh. Well, that's depressing. I mean, it's good to have stuff like that, but it's I didn't. Yeah, I guess I naively thought that. I mean, you should always have, you know, fire drills. That's always important. But I guess I naively thought that in the UK you wouldn't need stuff like that. But I guess I went to school before Dunblane happened. I think that was in the mid-90s. So maybe things have changed since my day. But yeah, just make sure you take those things seriously. Because you want to make sure in the event that there is something that you know what to do. Because safety is the most important thing. Andrew, Battle Frontier was cool. Did you get the Pseudo Wudo level builder? Interesting. I feel like I'm missing out here. Having not played Pokemon Emerald, I really feel like I've missed out, honestly. I've heard nothing but good things about that game. And apparently Level Builder did get the Pseudo Wudo and even went to Artisan Cave, but didn't have any balls. Interesting. And Level Builder, you're going to explain Battle Pack to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry that you have to explain it. But yeah, that it does go over my head. I can't imagine what that is. And Amelia, you had to block the door with a table in your food and nutrition class. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, there you go. You just got to make sure all safety steps are followed. It is important. And close the curtains as well. That makes sense. Yep. Still no shiny. So, the Battle Pike is one of the battle facilities that is really unique, and it's a place where you can choose one of 3 rooms. One of them has a trainer, one of them has a really long hallway with wild Pokemon, and the other one heals your Pokemon. And I'm assuming all the doors look the same and you don't know which one it's going to be. Is that right? So you take it's like a bit of a lottery. You open a door and you don't know which one of those 3 it's going to be. And there are lots of rooms containing those 3 rooms. Okay, so I mean, but yeah, do you know which one it's going to be as you walk through, or is it a bit of a mystery? And Amelia, if you're not in a classroom when the alarm goes off, you have to get to the nearest classroom with a member of staff in there. That makes sense. That makes sense. And Amelia, the top cam is zooming in on Daruk sleeping, and it's cute. Yeah, it does like to zoom in on him when he's snoozing sometimes. I cannot control that top camera. The top camera does whatever the heck it wants to do. And Zamori, it's in the Battle Frontier, which is post-game after the champion. That makes sense. And Ham, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Oh, we just skipped right past that Pokemon there. I'm going to have a look and see whether that was shiny. It was this one. Nope, that looks pretty normal to me. It would show up. Yeah. Fair enough. It's worth double checking. If I press it too many times, I do want to double check. And Level Builder. All the doors do look the same, but there is a lady who gives you hints. Interesting. That does sound fun. I like randomness, so that does sound like a game mode that would be pretty fun, I think. Eventually, I'm sure they're going to bring it to NSO or the eShop, something. I will play that game eventually. Have I just skipped the Omanyte again? Oh, I'm pressing it. Sorry, apologies. I'm pressing it too fast. I don't mean to do that. Right, let's have a look in the box again. I don't even want this to be shiny. I want it to at least come up on the screen. I don't think it's shiny. Yeah, it's not good. I'm kind of glad that wasn't shiny though. Need to pay more attention and not press the button so fast. And Level Builder, the Dome fossil looks better than the Helix fossil. I like them both. I would be happy with either of them, to be honest. I think they're both great shinies. The Dome one's nice and green, isn't it? The Helix one, is it pink? I'm trying to remember. The shell is the same colour, I'm pretty sure. It's just the blue bit turns into a different colour. I've got a feeling it might be pink. I'm hoping for either a Helix or a Shieldon. Or a Kabuto would be pretty good as well, I think. Level builder, Lord Helix with a capital L. I'd be happy with an Omnite, I really would. Apologies, it's a bit the video is taking a little while to catch up, which isn't great. Sometimes it does settle down, but I'm sure I didn't. There you go, that's fine. The stream was pretty much fine all of yesterday. But there's been a couple of hiccups so far in this stream. I just want to make sure that that it's okay. Level builder, the battle frontier is really cool. It does sound quite interesting, honestly. And like I say, I've heard really good things about it. I mean, one of the things I liked most about Pokemon Crystal was that it had a tiny little bit of a battle tower. Not massive, but it was at least some. It kind of, there was a little bit of post-game content, and I get the impression that Emerald took that and perfected it. That's the impression I got, and I enjoyed Crystal. So yeah, I've got a feeling I really missed out on Emerald. I think I would have really enjoyed it back in the day. But again, I'm sure it will get released somehow. Eventually. You just gotta be patient. And Anna, you beat Let's Go Eevee. Well done. Congrats, you beat the Elite Four with your team. Nice. And Amelia, you're still trying to get that Rookie D. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. And remember to encounter the glowing ones wherever possible. Because I believe those ones, they're the ones that have the best chance of being shiny. 19 hours and no shiny. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You just got to keep going. Honestly. It will be worth it when you finally do get that Rookie D. And Level Builder, once you tried to smuggle in some balls into the Battle Pike because they didn't allow items. But then you gave your Pokemon Ultra Balls, but you couldn't take the items in. You just wanted to catch Pokemon. Interesting. I didn't even know that they would prevent you from doing so. That's a shame. And Shiny Sky, you have to do an essay with that is 3 pages long, with size 12 Arial font. Sorry. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. I would make a start on that if I were you. With any big assignment, and everyone's different, but I always found making a start on it is the hardest thing. You know, once you've made a start, even if you end up wanting to change it later on, that's the hardest part, making the start. You know, actually starting it, getting your thoughts ordered, and yeah, once you've actually made that leap of actually starting, then it becomes a lot easier. But everyone works a different way. But whichever way works best for you, good luck with it. Good luck with it. And Zamori, you're not going to lie, but recently you've had the idea of a ground type pug evolution line. Oh, I'd love that. I would love that. Because I know there is the Snubble and Gramble line, but they do feel more like a bulldog than a pug. I feel like pugs are not represented sufficiently enough in Pokemon. I would love a proper pug Pokemon. I think it would be adorable. And Level Builder, so you were not able to smuggle in your balls. Don't get it the wrong way, I get you. No, but that's even though it didn't work, that is quite an ingenious way of doing it. So if they prevent you from taking items in through the inventory, having your Pokemon hold them to try and get them in. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. So I think you had the right idea. It was a smart idea. I like it. And Pranjul, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well this evening. How are things with you? We are still trying to find that shiny. I wonder when we're going to get it. And Level Builder, you couldn't take the act. No, I know it didn't work, but I still think it was a good idea. I know it didn't work, but that is still it's a good outside of the box idea. Yeah, it didn't work, but I wouldn't have even thought to try that. I think it was I think there's a chance that could have worked and it would have been amazing. So even though it ultimately wasn't successful, I do think that was quite a good sneaky way of trying to get around the rules. I like it. I like it. It was worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot, is what I would say. And Zamori, so the ground type pug would be a 2-stage evolution line. The first form would be called Mug, being a kind of amalgamation of mud and pug, and then the evolution will be called Pugquake. I like that. Leaning heavily into the ground type thing. I like it. And I will say, Mifa especially, she's the small one in the bottom pooch cam. She gets very, very muddy on a walk. Because her legs are shorter than Daruk's, she's a lot lower to the ground. So, I mean, she's a white pug, she's fawn or whatever, just like Daruk. But when she comes back from the park, if it's been a little bit muddy, she's just, the entire underside of her is just caked in mud. She's a mucky one when she goes out. And Pranjul, the craziest thing happened to you during Durga Puja. There are carnivals going on everywhere, and your dad, just by luck, won a fake Pikachu plush. Nice. When they came home, they gave it to you. Nice, you got a Pikachu plush. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, especially if it's a gift from family as well. That's nice. I like that. And Amelia, I agree. Mifa is very cute. They're both really cute. But Mifa certainly is. Oh, and Pranjul, I forgot. I did watch the video that I meant to watch yesterday. So I watched the video that was on your channel. It was very good. It was you playing the piano. Very talented, I would say. Very talented. I wish I was musical. But yeah, it sounded great. I didn't recognise the music. But then I don't know too much about music in general. But it was very impressive. I thought it was very good. I wish I was as talented. And Level Builder, did anyone see this guy on YouTube? His name is Jason, and he posts fake stuff about Pokemon Emerald on YouTube. I haven't seen anything like that, honestly. Nothing like that. And Anna, you just did the Arsene battle in Legends Arceus. Oh, do you mean the Arcanine? Is that Arcanine? I think it's the Arcanine battle. Yeah, I get it. Took me a second. I get it. That's a tricky one. I mean, I'm not great at the battles in Legends Arceus, so I do often fail. But I'm pretty sure that one and the final Arceus battle, those are the ones I tend to lose the most. I think that's quite a tricky one, honestly. So, well done. And Zamori, you'll draw some of your Fakemon ideas at some point after your Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan art is done. Very cool. I always like seeing creative things like that. Especially if it's Pug related. That would be great. So I will keep an eye out. Mifa is the one barking rather than Daruk, which is it's an unusual one. I've got the windows open at the moment because it is a little bit. It's a little bit on the warm side here. Not massively warm, but because I've got the the PC on, it's the attic. Probably need a bit of fresh air, but that does mean that the sounds of the neighbourhood come through a lot clearer, which means that my dogs may bark a lot more. So I pay the price. If I want fresh air into the attic, that also means that there are more sounds for the dogs to hear and disagree with. Oh, we're out of fossils, so we will reset and see if it's in the next batch. And Level Builder, the YouTuber's name is Jason. The thing is, his skills are incredible. If he didn't use it to scam people, third guy created lore. New Team Magma leader, new Team Aqua leader. There you go, Legendary Birds as well. Nice. But it's always cool watching streamers that are clearly really talented. I think that's pretty cool. If I do come across any of his videos, I'll try and check them out. But I've got loads of. I feel like I've got loads of things on YouTube I need to watch. And Pranjul, the first shot of your stop motion animation was completed today, but the problem is the lighting keeps changing. Oh yeah, you need consistency, don't you? The lighting keeps changing for some reason. And about 4 seconds of animation was made. It took 48 photos. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? It's such a labor of love. Stop motion animation. You put so much work into just a few seconds, but the results can be amazing, honestly. And Level Builder, he brought everything. He even brought Red Battle in Pokemon Emerald. Just make a ROM hack, it will make millions. There you go. Well, I mean, people don't actually make money from ROM hacks, right? If people were making money from ROM hacks, I would imagine Nintendo would take a different view of them. But I've never actually played one, so I don't know all the ins and outs of them. But yeah, I'd be surprised if people make money from them. I always thought they were similar to stop motion animation. I would imagine they're a labor of love. ROM hacks, they're designed by people who absolutely love the Pokemon games and want to share their vision of how they see the future of Pokemon. So I think it's really cool. And Bulba King, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And the great backup. Welcome to stream. I don't recognize your username, so if this is your first time here, thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you're doing really well. So the great backup, you can't sell ROM hacks, that makes sense, without Nintendo's ninjas busting down your doors. Yeah, I get the impression as soon as anyone tries to make any money off a Nintendo IP, or even something tangentially close to a Nintendo IP, then Nintendo gets the absolute elite lawyers to attack. That's the impression I get. And Level Builder, you are the ninja. You play Pokemon on your phone via an emulator. Very cool. Very cool. And great backup. You are new and you were lurking. You've been here since yesterday as well. No problem at all. And it's never a problem lurking. Whenever I watch streams, that's what I tend to do. The way that I tend to watch other streamers is I tend to watch it on TV. So we've got a YouTube app on our TV, so I tend to watch streamers on TV, and then I'll be doing other things on my phone, which means I do struggle to actually join in on chat on the streams that I watch, because I tend to be doing other things on my phone while I'm watching it on TV. So I mean, everyone watches streams in different ways. Yeah, if ever you're lurking, that's never a problem. Do not worry, because yeah, that's what I tend to do as well. So no worries at all. Glad to have you, and I hope you're having a good time. Bulba King, you're taking a break from Dynamax Adventures. You finally got your shiny Evital. And apologies if I pronounced that wrong. I'm not very good on that Pokemon's name. After 639 Dynamax Adventures and 19 phases later. 20 counting Evital. There you go. I mean, it sounds like you put in a lot of effort, honestly. So, well done. Well done on getting that. And I don't blame you taking a break, What you don't want to do is get burnt out on something. So, massive congrats on getting that. Because I'm pretty sure that's a really nice shiny. And Amelia, at school, you're doing a Shrek the Musical. That's really cool. We didn't do anything that cool when I was in school. I think the musical we did when I was in school was we did Grease, and that was not cool. It was not. It certainly was not cool when we did it. Shrek sounds like fun, though, honestly. So I hope you enjoy that. And some people are going to paint the set nice and also do some stop motion animation as well. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. That sounds like the most fun thing in the world, honestly. Yeah, make the most of that, Amelia. That sounds great. Get involved in any way that you can. That will be a lifelong memory, I guarantee it. Just yeah, get involved in whatever capacity you can, because that sounds fun. Pranjal, you play Game Boy Advance, DS and 3DS games on your phone via an emulator as well. A lot of people play it on their phones. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was an option. When I think of an emulator, I think of playing it on a PC. It never occurred to me that people would be able to do that on their phones. That's pretty cool. I like it. I do like it. Because that kind of... what does it do? I mean, it kind of captures the spirit of Pokemon, doesn't it? You know, the kind of portability, you know, game in your pocket type of thing that Pokemon was always meant to be. So I like it. Pretty cool. And Level Builder, you can also play over 300 Nintendo games, and they can't get you unless you post it online. There you go, and it's free. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't blame people for doing it. I mean, the way that Nintendo gatekeeps its own back catalogue, and the way that they do it is, you know, the only way to play a lot of these games is through emulation, just because Nintendo locks them away. I mean, how else are you going to play the original games? Short of going on eBay, paying hundreds of pounds, you know, for a second-hand copy of an old Pokemon game and, you know, a console to play it on. You know, you are talking hundreds of pounds just to play one game, or you emulate it for free. Nintendo makes emulation the only solution for most people, because they refuse to put games on an eShop or on, you know, NSO online. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult for me to have too much sympathy for Nintendo when they lock away a lot of their content like that. And the great backup, even if it's free, there is never a non-zero chance of them going for the lawsuit. That is true as well, yes. Because I think Nintendo's argument would always be, even if it's free and it's not making money, to them, someone playing a free game and not paying Nintendo to play another game, they're losing out. You know, opportunity cost and all that. You know, whether that's true or not, I'm sure that's the way they see it. And Wolf, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. I saw a recent video of yours, Wolf, where you had your dog Peter on your lap, and Peter looked very adorable, very chilled. So thank you for posting that, because I've always wondered, you know, exactly what your dog looked like. So that was nice to see. Well, what one of your dogs would look like. I think you've got a few. And Level Builder, your emulator has everything. And there you go, fair enough. And I would imagine you're absolutely fine, so don't worry. And Amelia, you were putting some sets in primary school when you were doing Pirates of the Caribbean. Nice. So you were helping to design the sets for your school's production of Pirates of the Caribbean. That's pretty cool. And that's a pretty... I don't even know how that would work, because that's not even a musical. That's just a movie. That seems like a lot of work, honestly. So yeah, I don't even know how that would work. So yeah, fair play. It sounds like your school really takes its productions very seriously. When our school did, you know, the Grease musical, they didn't do the whole thing. They just did a couple of songs. It was just singing a couple of songs, and you know, a couple of kids dancing, and that was pretty much it. I don't think it extended to more than 3 songs, and that was the entirety of the production. And Amelia, it wasn't Pirates of the Caribbean, it was Pirates of the Curry Bean. Oh, I thought that was a typo by you. Okay, sorry. Pirates of the Curry Bean. I don't even know what that is then. I don't even know what a curry bean is, honestly. But I'm sure it was fun. And wowzer, good to see you. I hope you're doing very well. It's been a while. I feel like it's been ages. Like, I feel like, and I might be wrong on this, wowzer, so apologies if I'm wrong, but the last time you popped by, did we have 0 shinies, and were we still doing the briefcase hunt? Because if so, we've come a long way since then. Apologies if you've been in since then, but I feel like it's been a while, and I hope you've been well. I hope you've been well. It's been. I thought, yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like the last time you were here, we were still doing the briefcase hunt. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but I think that was it. Mind you, we were doing the briefcase hunt for a very long time, and ever since that's happened, this whole hunt has gone pretty fast, honestly. This fossil hunt has been a long one. But nowhere near as long as the briefcase hunt. Nowhere near as long. So far. You never know. It could always drag out. We'll have to see. Oh, and Amelia, what is me for barking at? Honestly, no idea. I've got the windows open though, so she can hear everything in the neighbourhood. So if there's a a person just talking loudly on their phone as they walk past the house, she'll be able to hear it. So, yeah. Both of the dogs are probably more likely to bark in today's stream than they were, say, yesterday. Because recently it's been fairly chilly here, so I've been having the windows closed in the recent streams we've done, which has meant that the dogs can't hear the neighbourhood noise quite as much. But yeah, I've got the windows wide open at the moment because it's a bit warm. And wowza, it's been ages, and if you sound like your mum, you would say that it's been a millennium. There you go. It's been a while. And Pranjul, here in your school, you don't even have a single sports team, no festivals, no music groups. And cherry on the top is that students of 11 and 12 don't get the games or PE class. Okay. I'm trying to think. Eventually we stopped doing PE. I can't remember what year it was though, honestly. It's been so long since I've been to school, I can barely remember it. And level builder, yep, I get you. And you don't have to keep mentioning that. It's fine, don't worry. And Pranjul, Expedition 33 showed the incapacity of Nintendo's Pokemon games. Pure shame. I'm a bit confused. I don't know what that means. And wowza, in your school in 5th grade, you were forced to listen to Spanish and Korean Christmas songs for half an hour. Even though you were allowed to leave, your teacher forced you to sit there watching you like a hawk. Huh. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever heard a Spanish or a Korean Christmas song. Is Feliz Navidad, is that Spanish or is that French? I think that's Spanish, isn't it? So I think I've heard one Spanish Christmas song. I don't think I've ever heard a Korean Christmas song, so I didn't know that was a thing. But it is good to have, you know, experiences of other cultures. So, not bad. Pranjul, Expedition 33 is a game, and have I not heard of it? I've definitely never heard of that. Nah. I'm a bit... The games that I know tend to be Pokemon, Zelda, Animal Crossing, or maybe first-party Nintendo. Outside of that, unless it's a game that came out last century, I'm probably not going to know it. So yeah, I've definitely never heard of Expedition 33. Is that a new game, or... And Wolf, Feliz Navidad is Spanish. I thought it was. I wasn't sure. That is good to know. So I know one Spanish Christmas song, and I do like that one. That's a good one. That is a good one. I've got a Christmas album that I like to play. I've got 2 Christmas albums I like to play. One of them is Bob Dylan's Christmas in the Heart, which is unique. And the other one, which is much more traditional, is I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's a Michael Bublé collection of Christmas songs, and one of the ones that he sings on there is Feliz Navidad, which is pretty cool. And wowza, you didn't know that that Koreans sang about Christmas either? Yep. And have I heard of Mafia 2? So yeah, I think I've heard of that game. I don't know anything beyond... I could tell you that probably is a game. In that... I think I've heard of Mafia. I'm not sure I would know that there definitely was a sequel. And I don't think I'd be able to tell you anything about it, though. So, I mean, I would probably be 70% confident that that was a game. That's the extent I'd be able to... Oh, we've run out of fossils. That's the extent of my knowledge on that one. So I may as well not really have heard of it, because the extent of my knowledge would be that. Yeah, that sounds like a game. And Level Builder. Pokemon Stadium is a little weird in your emulator, though. You can't move in the main menu, so you can only do normal battle tier stadium. And the Pokemon have weird names like Keyman or Pick Ace. That is interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that. That is interesting. But that's a shame. If it doesn't work in a really nice way, then yeah, that I could imagine that being a bit frustrating. But maybe someone will be able to do an update for it so that it does work correctly. You know, further down the line, maybe that will work. You never know. And wowza, you want a Frank Sinatra Christmas album on CD? Nice. I'd be okay with that. I might have to look for one of those myself. Although I'm pretty happy with my Christmas collection of music. You played Mafia 2 and finished it a couple of days ago. The ending wasn't good. That's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, if you put a lot of work and effort into a game and then the ending doesn't quite live up to your expectations, that must be a bit of a downer. But hopefully that doesn't take away from the experience that you had playing through it. Because I would imagine even if the ending wasn't everything you hoped for, it will still have been a fun game getting to that point. Hopefully. At least I hope that's the case. And wowza, you're the youngest guy here? Potentially. I honestly don't know. I can guarantee I'm the oldest person here. That's the only thing I'm certain of. I'm certain that I'm the oldest person here. Pranjul, you've got to go to sleep, and thank you very much for the shine look. I hope we find it as well. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Wowza, should you say the ending? So I wouldn't mind, but I don't... It could be that other people haven't played it yet, and maybe maybe it might be a spoiler for those other people. So, yeah, I would avoid mentioning what happens in it, especially the ending, at least. Oh, Anna, you're 50. Okay, well, I'm 42, so actually, yeah. I'm surprised. There you go. I honestly thought I would be the oldest. But that is good to know. That is good to know. That is good that there's someone else within my, like, age bracket. Because I've got to be honest, I feel like most people that watch my stream skew, you know, in the more younger demographic. So it is kind of difficult for me to, you know, have the same experience as, you know, people who are really young. So that's cool. I did not realize that we were similar ages. So that's pretty cool. Because when I grew up, there was nobody who was interested in Pokemon when I was growing up. My age, I mean. I was able to talk to Pokemon a lot with, like, my younger sibling or their friends, or, you know, everyone that I ever interacted with about Pokemon was always a fair bit younger than me. There was no one my age growing up that liked Pokemon. So, yeah. That is why I've kind of just assumed I'm the oldest one in the stream. But, you know, it's good. I like the fact that there's someone else who's, you know, a similar age to me that does enjoy Pokemon. That is good to know. That makes me feel a lot less alone, honestly. I like that. Thank you. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever met anyone either my age. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met anyone of my age that likes Pokemon. So, yeah, that's really cool, Anna. That's really cool. And wowza, the Mafia 2 game is 15 years old. That's true, but not everyone's. Maybe. I mean, yeah. I always get a bit weird around spoilers. I think so long as it's not the very ending of it. I do think if it's the very ending, then it might, even if it is an old game, you know, not everyone will have played it. And Wolf, you're 28, but you feel like a kid. That's fair, and I think that's the thing, really. Like, a lot of my friends, when Pokemon came out, they were not interested in it. But honestly, I feel like I was a bit immature, and I was just, I mean, I was just like, this is a fun game. So I do feel like I probably was a fair bit more, and even to this day, I feel like I am still more immature than my friends. So I think, you know, age is just, you know, it's just number, it's just your mindset. Who knows? Oh, Level Builder, did I see what you said? Bear with me, I may have missed that. Let me just have a look. I think I've missed quite a few messages there, so apologies to everyone. Level Builder, you've got a box full of Spheal. Oh, you told me about your box full of Spheal yesterday. Now you're broke because the repeat balls cost 1,000 per ball, so now you're broke, but you're rich in Spheal, of course. Anyone who's got a box of Spheal is rich in their heart, I would say. And I think I may have also missed Amelia's message. You ran into a few glowing aura rookie Ds, but you haven't found a shiny yet. Well, good luck, honestly. Just keep going. You'll get the shiny eventually. And yeah, if you keep going for those glowing aura ones, because of the number of rookie Ds you've encountered, that's going to be your best chance at getting a shiny. Just fingers crossed you will get it, honestly. And wowza, you're a miner and you yearn for the mines, and that's a movie reference. I think that movie reference has gone over my head, but it does sound funny. I like the dual meaning there because of the way you've spelt the first one. So I like the pun. It's quite funny. Anna, you're... So I think, did your uncle get you into it to make you happy, I think? It's a little hard for me to follow sometimes, I think. And then Wowzer, have I heard of Team Fortress 2? I have definitely heard of that one, at least. I'm pretty sure that's made by the developers of Steam. It wasn't shiny. The same people that made the Portal games. So I've heard of Team Fortress 2, and I think my impression of it, and I've never played it, but in the same way I've never played Fortnite. I get the impression it's similar to Fortnite. Honestly, I might be wrong, but it looks like some kind of first or third person team-based shooter. Again, I've never actually played it, so I don't know for certain, but that was the impression I got of it. But yeah, never played it. And level builder, yep, Spheal is love and happiness. I agree. Is Spheal your favourite Pokemon? Still no shiny, I think. Yeah, we're out of them. We need to reset and try the next batch. Maybe we'll find it in the next batch. You never know. Pterodactyl. So we've got a mix of fossils. I think the most fossils we've got are the Helix fossils for Ammonite. We've also got, I think we've got about 5 Helix fossils. I think we've also got 5 Shield fossils, armor fossils, I should say, for Shield on. And I think the rest of them, we've got about 3 each. So it's not an equal distribution. Which means the chances are, I think, we're probably either going to end up with an Ammonite or a Shieldon. Those are the most likely. But you never know. It could be anything. And, oh, wowza. Do I like the Switch 2? I definitely do. Yeah. I definitely appreciated it when I was doing the starter hunt. The reset times, you know, how fast it takes to load up the game in Pokemon BDSP. It's an absolutely massive difference. So it makes every game run a little bit faster. I will say, other than that, I haven't really spent a lot of time with the Switch 2. So I've got Mario Kart World, but I haven't played it that much. I've got a feeling that when Legend ZA comes out, that will be a bit of a big deal. But even so, Legend ZA is going to be out on the Switch 1, so if you're happy with... So what I would say is the Switch 2 worth upgrading? For me, there's no game on the Switch 2 that I am bothered about at the moment that I can't play on the Switch 1. So I mean, I could, you know, I have played this on the Switch 1 and I was quite happy to do so. Yeah, it was slow, but I was okay with it. I've got Mario Kart World for the Switch 2, but I don't play it very often, so I could do without that, honestly. And also Legend ZA, similarly, that's going to get released for both of them, so technically I could have played that on the Switch 1. So I would say, if you don't mind performance, if you don't mind games running a little slower, maybe being a bit of a lower frame rate and things like that, then it's probably, you know, the Switch 1 is probably fine, honestly. So, as much as I do enjoy the Switch 2, I think if you can look past the technical issues, then yeah, there's not a lot of reason to upgrade, actually, honestly. And Level Builder, you feel the same. You think it's overpriced and the games are overpriced as well. It's fair enough. I mean, I think in terms of how much it costs, I think it's about fair. The games do feel a bit overpriced. I will agree with that. But I think for the console on its own, I think is worth the money. It just depends on whether you're prepared to pay that, honestly. And Amelia, you got a My Singing Monsters water bottle. Nice. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. It sounds very cool. And Anna, do you get the Sneasel or the bird first? That is a good question. I think you get Sneasel first, because I think you get the bird in the... yeah, you get the bird last, I'm almost certain. Because in order to get the bird, it's like on top of that temple thing. So I think you need Sneasler to get up there anyway. So I think the order is you get Sneasel and then you get the bird in Legend ZA. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. And Level Builder, Sphere is love. There you go. There you go. And Wowzy, you've got to go. You've got school in the morning. No problem. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I hope you have a great day at school tomorrow. I'll catch you next time. So still no shiny. We've got through roughly about 150 fossils and we've been streaming for about an hour. So we've got another hour left of the stream. So my guess is that we get through another 150, which would bring us to 6,400. So I think I get the impression we're going to end the stream on fossil number 6,400. That's my guess at the moment. And that should bring us to around about 7 PM. Nope, we've run out of fossils, so let's reset and try the next batch. And Amelia, you may end up hunting for Rookie D on the profile with the shiny charm. That would increase your odds, definitely. That would definitely increase your odds. Do you have a foreign ditto? Because you could Masuda hunt for one as well. That would increase your odds even more. But yeah, that is just the way that shiny hunting goes sometimes. You never know when the shiny is going to appear. It will always appear when you least expect it. But equally, it could always be the next encounter. And Amelia, you've battled 5. So is that on your other profile where you've got the shiny charm? And, you know, either way, I wish you the very best of luck. You know, you've already put in a lot of hours, so I feel like hopefully that Rookie D appears really fast. Because, you know, you've put in a lot of hours, so you deserve it. I see, yep. So I guess if you do the same thing, just knock out as many as you can. I think you have to knock out 500 or something. And then that increases the shiny odds of the brilliant aura Rookie Ds that appear. Oh, we've run out of fossils. So yeah, I think once you've knocked out 500, then whenever you see a shine, you know, a glowing one, it's worth encountering those ones because they will have even better shiny odds. But if you've got the shiny charm anyway, every single Pokemon is going to be much better odds. I don't actually know the exact odds. I feel like it might be 1,200. Yeah, I don't know the exact odds. But they're certainly a lot better than without the shiny charm. The shiny charm is really good. I feel like it triples your odds. So I think rather than 1 in 4,096, I think it's actually 3 in 4,096. That's how I think it works, but how that equates into a percentage, I'm not sure. Still no shiny for us though. It could always be the next one, but we're really catching up to Turtwig numbers here. We are catching up to Turtwig numbers. And Amelia, you're currently using a level 100 Cinderace and your entire team is level 100. Well, you've done very well to get them that high. That should make the battles even faster. Well, we're almost up to 6,300. Very, very close. Okay, well, we will do another 100 encounters, and that should bring us to about 7 PM, I think. So, it wasn't that one. 99 more fossils to go. Oh, we've run out. So let's reset and try the next batch. 93 more to go. And Amelia, you found one glowing aura bird, but it wasn't shiny. There you go. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. It's a long hunt, but the longer the hunt, the better the feeling when the shiny does appear. I can attest to that. And Amelia, what are your odds with the charm? So, bear with me. Let me get my calculator. So this is what I think. Well, your normal odds are 1 in 4,096. So I think with a shiny charm, it's 3 in 4,096. But that's my guess. Yes, I think it's 1 in 3,065. But let me just... That's my guess. And then let me just... shiny charm. Sword, shield, odds. Yeah, 1 in 3,065. Yes, so it's 3. Yes, it is, yeah. Amelia, 3 in 4,096. Exactly. Which is exactly the same as 1 in 3,000. Oh, sorry, 1 in 1,365.33. So it is better than 1 in 2,048. So yeah, with the shiny charm, it's 1 in 1,365. But yeah, it basically makes it 3 times more likely, which is really good. It's a good shiny charm. Far better than the shiny charm in BDSP. The shiny charm in BDSP is pants. Honestly, it's just terrible. I am convinced it's not coded correctly. But the one in Sword and Shield does work correctly. And Amelia, you wish it was Christmas time? Oh, I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. There's a chance that we might be hosting Christmas here at our house for our family to come over, which I hope is the case, because it's always nice to host. I love having family around, I don't mind, I don't mind traveling to family as well. That is never a problem. But we've suggested if people want to come here for Christmas, and so far people are receptive to that idea. So I'm hoping that we're able to do that. But yeah, I adore Christmas as well. Still a lot of Christmas shopping to do. I haven't even started getting gifts for people. I like to get that out of the way as soon as possible. So that is on the to-do list. Amelia, what would I do if the moon was made of cheese? I would do nothing. I would just leave it there. I'm not like Wallace. I wouldn't think, let's build a rocket and let's go have that cheese, If the moon is made of cheese, but there is cheese in the local supermarket, I'll happily go to the local supermarket for an easier life. But that doesn't prevent me from loving the film A Grand Day Out. It's still one of my favourite movies. And Amelia, don't do what Wallace does. Exactly. I've learned from Wallace's mistakes. It doesn't end well for him. He gets attacked by a vending machine robot that tries to write a ticket and fine him for littering, and goes skiing. And Wolf, you would just want to eat regular cheese. I do like regular cheese. Mind you, I like a lot of different types of cheese. I think Gruyere is my favourite cheese. That's got such a good flavour to it. But also, what's the cheese that you get melted over like sour bread and you have it with pickles and stuff? You always get it in like Christmas markets. Raclette. Raclette's really good as well. I think raclette and Gruyere are both Swiss cheeses. I might be wrong on that, but I think they are both Swiss cheeses. And I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I think those two are my favourite types of cheese. But I'm also partial to a bit of Wensleydale, also partial to a bit of Red Leicester. Stilton's really good as well. Brie is nice. Oh, and Shiny Pokehunts. Welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well. Which fossil will shine first? That is a good question. So, I will say that this is not I don't have a perfectly even distribution of fossils. The next time we reset, I will count up the fossils and I'll show everyone. So, what I would say is, which fossil will shine first? I don't know the answer, but I do know that there are certain fossils that are more likely to, just because I've got more of those fossils. I had to do a lot of digging to get these fossils. There was never going to be a chance that I'd get an equal distribution. So I've only got one old amber. I've got about 5 helix, and about 5 armor as well. I can't remember the rest. So, here we go. We've run out of fossils now. So what we'll do is we will reset Shiny Pokehunts, and then once the game loads up, I'll show you which ones we've got. I think we've got the most of. I think we've got about 5 helix and about 5 armor. So I think we're either going to get an Omanyte or a Shieldon. That's my guess. But we'll see. And Shiny Pokehunts, you like a fondue? Fondue's really good as well. Wolf, you like grated or shredded cheese? That's also good. Great in a sandwich, that, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. What we got. So, there is currently an old amber behind the desk. Okay, so we've got 1 old amber. We've got 4 Lileeps, 3 Anoriths, 5 Omanytes, 3 Kabutos, 5 Shieldons, and 3 Cranidos. So I think the one that's least likely is Aerodactyl, because we've only got the one, and that's behind the desk. But it seems like, you know, a Shieldon or an Omanyte are most likely. My money is on... I think we're going to get an Omanyte. I think I'd rather get a Shieldon, but I think we're going to get an Omanyte. It wasn't that Aerodactyl. Oh, and Shiny Pokemons, you think the Old Amber will shine first? That's a really out there guess, because we've only got the one. But all it takes is one to be shiny. So you never know. It could be. I mean, if you're right, that is an impressive call, if you're right, because we've only got the one Old Amber. So we only get one chance per reset. We only get the one chance. But you never know. You could be right. I'll be very impressed if you get that. You go with the underdog. I like that. I like that mentality. I have a similar mentality as well. So I like that. I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. And Amelia, the robot dreams of skiing in a Grand Day Out. It does, doesn't it? Does it read a TV guide and sees skiing or an advert for skiing? And at the end of the movie, it skis on the moon. That's it. Yeah, I remember now. It's a lovely movie, that. A lovely movie. And the great backup, choosing the fossil, not because the odds are in their favour, but because it would be really funny if that was the one. I like that as well. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest. So, if you'll have a look at my team right now, everyone, there's only one member of my team at the moment that is even neutral to ice. The rest of the team are absolutely destroyed by ice. If we were to get the Aerodactyl, that would continue our crippling weakness to ice type moves. But I will admit, if we do get it, if we do get the Aerodactyl, I'll be really happy, because that will be quite funny. That will be, considering we've only got the one Old Amber, so it's so unlikely that we get it, and it would be so detrimental to our run. But I admit it would be funny, and I would like to see it, honestly. Everyone likes the underdog to triumph, so yeah, I am secretly hoping for the Aerodactyl, and it's a cool Pokemon as well. You know, let's not kid ourselves. Aerodactyl is awesome. So we'll see. I mean, whichever one it is, it'll be great. I'm happy with anything. I mean, yeah, we've gone over odds, so, you know, whatever we get, I'm going to be ecstatic with. I really will. There's definitely not going to be any fossil where I'm like, oh, I wish we'd not got that. You know, anything we get, I'm going to be grateful for. So the plan today is to keep going until we reach 6,400. So it is currently 640. We're going to keep streaming for the next 60 fossils. And then we'll end on fossil number 6,400. Can we get it before then? I hope so, but you never know. You never know. There's always a chance. The next fossil could always be shiny. And Amelia, Aardman did not create Pokemon Concierge. I know, yeah. But Aardman are creating a similar show called The Misadventures of Pichu and Sirfetch'd, right? Because that was announced in the recent Pokemon Direct. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to that. But I've got a feeling it's not even going to come out next year. I think it's going to come out the year after. I might be wrong on that, but I think it might be a 2028 thing. No, 2027 thing. Sorry. Oof. I hope it's not 2028. And Anna, the giant Pokeball is crazy. Oh, it's scary. Which giant Pokeball are you talking about? Are you still playing Legends Arceus? And Amelia, Aardman have created the Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and... Oh, is it the Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu, and not the Misadventures of Pichu and Sirfetch'd? Gotcha. I couldn't remember which way around it was. And Andrew, you want to see it because of Pichu? Nice. Yeah. I think it's going to be great. I've got a massive soft spot for Aardman animations. I think they're all great. I haven't seen them all. Every Aardman animation I've ever watched, I've enjoyed. So I've got high hopes for that show. I think it'll be funny. And Amelia, you thought they did Pokemon Concierge? Oh, so I mean, it is similar, isn't it? Or it's got a similar feeling to it, hasn't it? Because it's kind of stop. It feels like stop motion animation. I don't actually know if it definitely is or not. But it's got that same kind of feeling to it. But I've never actually seen Pokemon Concierge. And, oh, Anna, you're fighting Electrode. Okay, now I know what you mean by giant Pokeball. Now I understand. Sorry, it went over my head. I didn't get it. And now I'm kicking myself. Now I know where you are. Now I know where you are in the game. You're at the base of Mount Coronet, I guess. Oh, are we out? We're out. So let's reset. So we're on 6,352, 48 more fossils to exchange. I think we've got about 23 fossils each reset, so we're going to need to do 2 complete batches and then a few extra, and that'll bring us to 6,400. And that is where we will end the stream. Okay, so everyone's hoping for an Aerodactyl. This is our one chance to get an Aerodactyl in this save. Could it be? No. But we've got 2 more attempts at an Aerodactyl. So the next reset, we've got another chance, and then there will be 1 final reset for the last handful of encounters. So we've got 2 more attempts to get an Aerodactyl. And Anna, Voltorb and Electrode scared you as a kid? They were always very surprising in the games, weren't they? You know, you'd be walking around, you'd think it was an item, and then when you're in the power plant at least, then you'd be surprised. I will say one thing that always used to kind of annoy me with those original games, Red and Blue and Yellow, and I can't remember if it carried over. I can't remember what the items looked like in Gold, Silver and Crystal, but definitely in Red, Blue and Yellow. You know, all of the items are in Pokeballs, right? And that's the whole point. So, you know, you see a Pokeball on the ground, it's an item. You pick it up, but if it's in the power plant, then that Pokeball could actually be an Electrode or something. That always used to bother me, because whenever I saw a Pokeball on the ground, there's always a part of me when I was playing through those games for the very first time that would just think, I wonder if there's a Pokemon in there. You know, when you're playing through the games and you see a Pokeball on the floor, having watched the anime or something, if there's a Pokeball on the floor, my immediate thought is there's going to be a Pokemon in there. And it was never a Pokemon, it was always like a potion or an antidote or it was always. I can remember this from my very first playthrough of those games back in the day. And it was always so disappointing to find an item because, you know, even halfway through the game, I was still convincing myself that there's a chance I could find a random rare Pokemon in one of these balls, and there was never anything. And it was, I don't know. I always felt like items should look different to an actual Pokeball that you use to catch. It never made sense to me why there would be a potion in a Pokeball. Who would put a potion in a Pokeball? Like, I don't know. It always used to annoy me as a kid. So by extension, yeah, not only being disappointed that Pokeballs that looked like items were not actually items, then when they would then turn out into a Voltorb or an Electrode, I mean, at least then I was actually getting almost what I was expecting. So I don't know, I never really minded the Voltorbs or Electrodes, but that's mainly because of how disappointed I was with items in general in Red and Blue. Because they'd always build up my hopes, thinking maybe it's going to be a random Pokemon, and it never was. And Amelia, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pikachu comes out in 2027. Yeah, so it's not next year, it's the year after. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why I said 2028 first. I did mean not next year, the year after. That does feel like a long time away, doesn't it? But I'm sure it'll be here before we know it. And stop motion animation, it is a labor intensive thing. It does take a long time. I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. Still no shiny just yet. 30 more fossils to go. And Amelia, you don't remember watching Creature Comforts, but you do remember re-watching it. It's interesting. I can remember watching it when it first came out. They did used to repeat them quite a lot. But I must say, it's probably been... I mean, I don't think I've seen a Creature Comfort since the mid-90s. So I think it's been about 30 years since I've seen one. But, I mean, that was the original thing. I'm pretty sure they came out before... before A Grand Day Out. And I think A Grand Day Out would have been late 80s. And I'm pretty sure they came out first. And then I think they got used in a few adverts. I can't remember what they were used to advertise, but there was some... They got used in some adverts in the 90s. But they're just really fun. They're just nice, small little animations. They're really good. And Anna, you think the idea came of Voltorbs and Electros and the Pokeball as being mushrooms? Oh, kind of like... Is that kind of like Among Us? Is it kind of like that? Because that also kind of looks like a Pokeball, but it's a mushroom. It's very simple. They serve a very similar function, right? And Amelia, the wrong trousers came out in 1993. There you go. I didn't know that, actually. I couldn't remember. I kind of thought it might have been a little bit earlier than that. I'm surprised. Or maybe A Grand Day Out came out in 1990-91 then. I kind of thought it was 89. That would have been my guess for A Grand Day Out. And I'm pretty sure Creature Comforts came out before that. But I will say that's relying on my very hazy memory. I would have been fairly young back then. I can't remember exactly. And Anna, you may end up beating Arceus either today or tomorrow. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. It feels like you've flown through that game. So well done on getting through it so fast. That's really impressive. Okay, we've got 15 more fossils, everyone. Is it possible that we get the shiny today? There's a chance. Not a big chance, but there is a chance. And Amelia, you know another Aardman movie, Arthur Christmas. Ooh, I feel like I've seen some of that. I don't know if I've seen all of it. It's definitely been on in the background one Christmas, but I did not know that was Aardman. So that's kind of cool. So I think I've seen bits of it. I'll have to try and watch that over the festive period. I remember the bits I've seen of it. I remember liking it. And Anna, you can always collect Pokemon later. Exactly, yeah. Just get to that Arceus fight, and you can complete your Pokédex later. Definitely. Remind me again. Is the reason that you're kind of wanting to complete the game and get to Arceus, is that so that you can play BDSP and then potentially shiny hunt Arceus in BDSP? Because I do know that in order to shiny hunt Arceus in BDSP, you need save data from Legends Arceus, and you need to have encountered Arceus. So if you were to encounter Arceus, you know, in Legends Arceus, then that would give the option of playing BDSP and doing that shiny hunt, and it is nice. Shiny Arceus is it's pretty special. It's a hunt I definitely want to do myself at some point. I can't do it on this run because I just don't have that save data. So yeah, well done on getting that so fast. How long did it take you? When did you start this playthrough? Because I feel like you've got through it really fast, which is really impressive. Right, well, we've reached 6,400 really fast. There's only a couple more fossils left, everyone. So, is it going to be this Cranidos? Nope. We've got one more Cranidos now. And Anna, you got it when you got your Switch too. Not bad. That's not bad then. It definitely took me longer than that playing through when I played through it. And Amelia, an update on the Rookidee hunt. You've already battled 46. You're making very good progress on that. And Level Builder, you've got to go. You're going to go on a field trip to the Battle Frontier. Nice. You're going to secretly stay a lot more than intended. No problem at all. No problem at all. I hope you have fun and best of luck. So, thank you everyone for stopping by today. You've all been lovely. Before we encounter... Well, actually, wait. We can just hand it over first. Let's hand it over first. Okay, this is the last fossil, everyone. We're going to leave. And then before we pick it up, again, I just want to thank everyone. The next stream, it won't be tomorrow. So the next stream will be on Thursday, I think. And then there will not be a stream on Friday either, because I'm going to be in the office on Friday. So the next stream will be another 2-hour midweek stream on Thursday. And then we'll stream over the weekend, everyone. So let's see if this last fossil, this Cranidos, could this be shiny? I've never had a last encounter shiny before. This would be a great time to start that trend. Thank you for the shiny look, Amelia. Let's see. Have we got a shiny Cranidos? We've received a Cranidos. Is it shiny? Nah, it's not shiny. Sorry, everyone. But we're up to 6,400 now. So in these midweek 2-hour streams, we get through about 300. So I think on Thursday we should be able to get up to 6,700. And we're creeping up to double odds now. So you never know. You never know. Shiny Sky, thank you very much. I'll catch you next time. And Anna, from the 5th of October to the 8th, you're going to be visiting your husband's parents. I remember you saying they're in LA, aren't they? So have a wonderful trip if I don't see you before then. Make the most of that. It's great to spend time with family, loved ones, in-laws, and just make the most of that trip. I'm sure it'll be great. But yeah, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everyone.